Sir Keir Starmer's decision to axe winter fuel payments to help fill a budget black hole has the potential to create a public health emergency, campaigners have warned. The Prime Minister prepared the way for tax hikes and spending cuts by saying the upcoming budget will be painful for millions of Britons. But the government was warned pensioners should not be in the front line for financial pain caused by the cutbacks. Charities explained how some will face the devastating choice between heating their homes and eating as energy bills rise and the winter fuel payment is means tested. During a speech and press conference in the Downing Street Rose Garden, Sir Keir said he was trying to tackle a rot in the nation and stressed he didn't want to cut universal cold weather payments for 10 million pensioners. But Simon Francis, coordinator of the End Fuel Poverty Coalition, said, the winter fuel payment tax is not about rot in the system, it is about basic fairness for older people facing soaring energy bills. In real terms, the changes this winter mean that some older people will face the highest energy bills on record. This has the potential to create a public health emergency which will actually create more pressure on the under-pressure NHS, which the Prime Minister says he wants to fix. The impact of living in cold, damp homes is particularly harsh on those older people with a disability, a long-term health condition or with poor mental health. It results in people turning to the NHS and, in some cases, can result in additional winter deaths. Chancellor Rachel Reeves has estimated that scrapping the winter fuel benefit will save taxpayers £1.4 billion a year. The Prime Minister and Ms Reeves have come under fire for handing out inflation-busting pay rises, worth up to £10 billion, to millions of public sector workers. Downing Street said it was a false economy to suggest such increases could have been avoided amid a recruitment and retention crisis in many of Britain's public services. But critics slammed the government for prioritising the demands of their trade union paymasters and laying the groundwork for huge tax rises. Tory leadership frontrunner Kemi Badenoch said, Keir Starmer is taking the British public for fools, but his dishonest analysis won't wash. He campaigned on promises he couldn't deliver and now he is being found out. At the election, Starmer and his energy secretary told us energy bills would go down under Labour. 6 weeks later they are going up. To make matters worse, he is removing the winter fuel payment many pensioners rely on to pay those bills. Of course we made some mistakes in government, but remarkably, Labour are doubling down on those mistakes, from immigration to net zero policy. Worse still, they are prioritising the demands of their trade union paymasters over investment in public services. The truth is that Keir Starmer is managing voters' expectations for a decade of decline. A Conservative Party led by me will not let him get away with it. We will be ready to take on Labour with a renewed vision for a better country in 2030. Shadow Home Secretary James Cleverly, who is also running to be the next Tory leader, added, more meaningless drivel from Keir Starmer today as he tries to distract from his latest cronyism row. He says he wants to serve people, all he is serving them are tax rises. The Conservatives left Labour with low inflation, falling migration, and the highest growth in the G7.